YouTubes! Welcome back, Haunt Fam. So you guys have given me a ton of questions and comments and messenger messages and texts on the phone. Cobwebs, I see in your videos. Where can I get cheap skeletons at? Who's got good skeletons? I need skeletons. I hear you guys. I know there's a bunch of different skeletons out there. I've been to a ton of stores. I'm going to show you the best quality skeletons to grab for the best price today. We're going to go through all of them. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of all the skellies. Okay, YouTube, so these are our skellies. This is your basic Home Depot, Lowe's, at-home, Party City type skeleton. This is the last year's Home Depot weathered skeleton. This is the pitted skeleton from Home Depot this year. These guys were 35 bucks a piece. This guy was 35, and this guy was $40 at Target. This is a Crazy Bone style skeleton. This is my favorite. When I go skeleton shopping, you guys see me in the videos, I'm always pushing in rib cages and stuff. I'm looking at head size. So most of these guys have a pretty comparable human size head. This is an anatomical human head I got off Amazon. This skull's a little undersized, and the yellow skeleton that Home Depot sells is a little undersized. This one's a little undersized, so head-wise, they're close. But there's actually a lot of differences in these guys. The first thing I always do when I see a skelly in the store is squeeze that rib cage. Now I'm going to show you guys the difference up close. I love the Crazy Bones rib cage. These last two from Home Depot the last 2 years have a pretty thick, cool rib cage, which I like. These guys will stand up to some weight if you want to corpse them or something like that. And this guy, your standard bottom feeder skeleton, always has a rib cage that you can just, it's like an accordion, plunges right in. I'm not a fan of this guy. If you're going to put any weight on this guy, he's going to fall apart. In fact, I'll show you. Okay, YouTube, so this is Carlos the Zombie Werewolf. I built him on top of one of these skeletons. They're cheap. Obviously, the ball and socket joint pop out of his arm. Not a great candidate to build on. These guys, a little better. I'm always going to go towards the Crazy Bone style one because these guys are actually built better, and I'll show you why. Let's do some close-ups. I'll show you why. Okay, YouTube, so look at the underside of these guys' feet. So here's our Home Depot skeleton. It's wide open. It's pretty flimsy stuff. And this is our Crazy Bone style. This guy has got all solid toes. He's also got a metal bolt going through his ankle. And this guy just has a little plastic ratcheting action. So over time, this is going to hold up way better outside and take more weight. So another reason I love the Skelly Bone skeletons, nicer feet. Okay, YouTubes, another reason I like the Crazy Bone skellies is that his forearm is actually solid plastic. This guy is hollow, 2 pieces, blow molded, something like that, so his forearms are weak. His wrists also have this little tiny ball joint that kind of wobbles around so you can twist their hand, where this guy has a harder, thick, wide piece of plastic, so it's going to hold up better if you want to pose their hands. And if you want to turn their hands sideways, all you got to do is pop this out, slide this through, and put a screw through it. This way you can articulate the hands however you want. But this guy, the Crazy Bone style, has far superior forearms than our standard Home Depot or any other skeleton. Another reason I like the Crazy Bone Skelly is the hip joints. These got little plastic covers in there and a metal rod that goes through, and they're covered. Where these guys have just more of a pin style. Not really a fan. I just like these overall because they're stronger and they're covered if you're going to have your skeleton outside. Okay, another reason I'm not a fan of these cheapo $30 run-of-the-mill skeletons is this. If you can do that in the store, that's pathetic. That's not even going to hold up for a couple of Halloweens. If you want to stick something outside like this that's not going to have anything on it, he's just going to be a bare skelly, you know, sitting on a porch or sitting on a little hearse or something like that, then these guys are fine, but it's going to get brittle and crack. Now, on the other hand, these newer Home Depot designed skellies have sort of like the webbing and thicker ribs, so these guys will hold up a lot better and have a way stronger rib cage if you want to put them outside, and they'll last longer over the years. But better still is the Crazy Bone skeleton. Okay, so the Crazy Bone skeleton, his ribs are actually kind of curved. So they have more strength in the bends around his rib cage, where most of the skellies you find in stores are thin and they're flat, where they're just going to touch, you can go ahead and touch the solar plexus right to the spine. So another reason these are far superior skeletons are just the rib cage design alone. Okay, YouTubes, so let's talk about heads. The cheapy skeletons, you get no turn. You get a little bit of articulation in the mouth, not too bad. So if you want your skeleton facing forward, he's the guy for you if you can't look left or right. These new Home Depot skeletons, although a little bit of undersized, smaller human head, again, there's no turn in these guys unless you cut them apart and reposition them. not great if you want to pose your skeleton or do something else. And these guys are basically just meant to stare forward, and that's it. Same with this guy. Now he's got a more extended jaw, so he comes out a little lower, but that's about it. So head-wise for these guys, not great. You can do better. And always doing better is, again, the Crazy Bone style, where you can turn these guys left, right if you want to look. He's got a pretty good articulated jaw. So even the head alone is totally worth it on these Crazy Bone jaws and heads. Love these guys. Far superior skeletons than all the other ones, and right around the same price point. Okay, YouTube, let's talk about arm sockets. Now, all these first three over here, Home Depot and the Crazy Bone skeleton, all have ball and socket shoulders, which is pretty cool. This guy at the end, he's got a little, it's like a little bolt in there, a little, looks like a nylock head or something like that. That's not going to latch, it's going to come off. The plastic's so thin, it's going to tear through. Again, not a fan. These guys are okay. Home Depot did a better design on those, but by far, your Crazy Bone style Skelly is way better for shoulder joints. Okay, YouTube, so in all my Code Orange videos, I'm always looking at Skellies and quality, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. These guys, like I said, are your bottom feeder guys. They're 30 bucks all day long at home, at your Kmart, your Lowe's. Home Depot also sells these guys in a yellow version with a really small head that I'm not a fan of. I really do love the upgraded skeletons from Home Depot this year. These guys are great skeletons for 35 bucks, I think they are. But this guy right here, if you can find the Crazy Bone style skeletons, these are the guys to grab. Now, where do you find them at cheapest? These guys are at Spirit Halloween for 100 bucks. I saw these in my Myers video for $80. I think Joann's had these this year, the Crazy Bone style, for $80. And I hear y'all guys all going, come with, I'm not paying $80 for a skeleton. I don't blame you, I wouldn't even do it either. No way. But Target is your best buy for these skeletons. They have these guys all day long for, I think, $35 or $30. And for an extra $5, they have a light up rib cage, which is freaking awesome. Lights up in green, I think. So if you guys are out there hunting for your skeletons, you definitely want to go to Target, although they only stock a few at a time. Target is your best place to get off-the-shelf skeletons, the Crazy Bone style, for 35 bucks all day long. The same price as these guys, and you see far superior in head turning, in joints, in the thickness of the forearm, in the feet for lasting longer. If you're planning on corpsing your skeleton or putting weight on him, like Carlos the Zombie Werewolf, this is the Skelly you want to start with. Now, I do have a cool upgrade I want to show you guys. Let me get my little Louis tool. I'll be right back. Okay, YouTubes, I got my Louis tool. Okay. A really cool upgrade. So these skeleton heads suck. They're kind of undersized and small. Go ahead and go to nightmaremakers.com and get yourself a $13 foam skull. And oh, I took the sock with. And you can totally put a Nightmare Maker's foam skull on top of your regular skeleton head and make it look way cooler. It's an instant upgrade. The molds are awesome. You don't have to buy a mold. You can actually buy yourself just a foam head. And these guys work great, man. This is a total cheap upgrade for 13 bucks for a crappy skeleton. So that's my spew for skeletons, guys. Hope you enjoyed all my Code Orange videos. I'm just about done for this season. But yeah, I just wanted to go through all the skeletons and show you guys what's out there. What are the best ones to grab? What's the pros and cons for each one? So I appreciate you guys watching. If you get a chance, always go check out my brothers in a Trio of Terror. Vic over at Monster Misfits and Dave at the Weird Kid Show, guys. We're always doing something Halloween related or putting something out there. And yeah. You guys are out there doing your skeleton shopping, just follow my little points here. No crappy rib cages. Try and hit up Target for your best Crazy Bone style ones. For 30 bucks, man, you can't beat them, guys. So till I see you again, man, keep it evil. Thanks for watching. What's your name? What's your name?